Welcome to the Lion King reboot review. We just lost like 5 viewers.
But seriously, why did this movie have to happen?
It didn't.
That's like my number one question.
Number one.
Number one thing that I walked away from that movie with was like, but why?
But why? Well, like, let's talk about the fact that this is a live action movie, big quotation, and it's all CGI. I'm very upset about it. And yes, we don't have a category on our grading scale that's like talking about the, animation and stuff, but like, why? Why?
Okay, but like, yeah, and how do you even call it a live action movie when technically it's just animated but in a different way than the original? I don't know. There's just some technical problems there, in my opinion.
So let's go through our basic criteria and talk about it. So, message would be first. Message is the same.
Yeah, the message was, I think, arguably the only thing that we could not score any differently because the message stayed the same between both movies.
Because legitimately it's the same movie, same plot at least.
Correct.
Then we go to audience width, and I think I rated it the same because I was like, it's Lion King, but I do agree with, I think you rated it a little bit lower.
A little lower.
Because, why does it need to happen?
Yeah, I was like, but why?
Like, I could just go watch the animated version.
Oh, you mean like the original
like
animated, not the CGI?
Because it's actually animated again.
Anyway, we're gonna let that go eventually. Okay, so then that brings us to music. Okay, and here's where I have like a major problem. I was like doing kind of okay with this whole thing until we got to Be Prepared.
Giving props for props is due. The kids do a nice job with
I'm gonna be a mighty king. Okay,
I couldn't think of the name of it.
I couldn't either. I was like, I know the name of the song, but it's currently escaping me. So, anyway, yeah, the kids that were like child Simba and Nala did a nice job, and then we got to Be Prepared, and I was like,
Be Prepared hurt me.
Yeah,
it physically hurt me because he doesn't even really sing. He kind of just talks in a melodic way.
And I was like, okay, spoiler alert, Be Prepared is arguably the best Disney villain song ever, of all time. We'll talk about that later, but like...
You'll see a video.
Seriously? You can't just like turn that into...
You can't ruin it like
sing
that.
spiel and...
That's my nickname in high school.
That's the German word for like talky singy stuff. I was a music major in college. Okay. Yeah, so really not happy about that, and like honestly, I was so unhappy about that I was like, we could just stop watching.
Yeah, I was
like,
no, I'm done.
I'm done. I like don't need to see the rest of this.
Donald Glover and Queen Bee did a very nice job as adult Nala and Simba, not in that order, because Donald Glover played Simba and Beyonce breaking gender norms.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they did a nice job. But yeah, I don't know, man. So.
Here's my one of my number one problems with which has to do with music and just like kind of gets bigger from there, is like Timon and Pumbaa, man. Like they're one of the best parts of the original in my opinion, and they kind of brought the whole thing down in this one.
And like I appreciate what they were trying to do. They were like, Timon and Pumbaa are comic relief in the original.
For sure.
Anyways, and so they're like, let's make them comedians, but they just kind of had unnecessary chatter. That's the theme of this movie. Extraneous chatter, alright? Which was also my nickname in high school.
I was like, dude, like, stop talking.
Yeah,
like, what you're saying doesn't need to be said, and it's honestly not even funny. So, like, why are you still talking? I'm sorry if you're thinking about us and that right now. Anyway.
Man, they just never stop talking. But if we're talking about sidekicks and comedians, they did a nice job with Bonsai and Ed being Key and Eric Andre.
Yeah.
They were great. Sure, they had some extraneous chatter, but that kind of built into their character.
For sure.
And so that was better in my opinion.
Yeah, because what I liked what they did with Bonsai and Ed is instead of taking Ed as like just totally
deranged.
Deranged and stupid, I felt like they took him more in the direction of someone who's just not
socially
aware. And so like which I guess if you look at that more closely, potentially could be problematic. But anyway, they took it more along that line, and so the whole thing was like, Ed, you're standing way too close to me, bro. Like, don't stand so close to me. Exactly. So I don't know. It like worked because it felt like it was functioning kind of like you said in a character way instead of Timon and Pumbaa just talk for the sake of talking.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
We did like when they sang "The Lion Sleeps Tonight" and all the animals kind of joined in. That was
Yes.
kind of funny.
Yes.
But like other than that, there was just like extraneous talking.
But the problem with that is, for me, that was like a high point in the movie, and I was like, if this is a
that's the
high
high
point,
point?
yeah, like this is a problem.
And-
Also, I was like, really, Hakuna Matata? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. It was really lackluster for me. Again, that's a great scene in the original.
And Pumbaa actually said "fart," and that is an inappropriate word.
Although my favorite part was like, I literally, Jake can attest, I breathed like a huge audible sigh of relief at the end of Hakuna Matata when Simba is when Simba is an adult now, and you first hear Glover's voice for the first time, and I was like, oh, thank God he can actually sing,
I
because
love Hakuna Matata.
shut up, because I was like, if he couldn't sing, this
That
would
would've been really sad.
This is over. Again, turn it off.
Yeah,
I'm done.
no, like Donald Glover, like you were really worried. You're like, is he good? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, like he's technically a rapper, but in his raps,
Okay, but like
he
LL
sings.
Cool J was
Also,
a
and now
rapper.
he's saying on right.
I guess that goes the other way, but you know what I'm saying. Or Dwayne is a better
Dwayne.
example. Dwayne is a
Dwayne.
great example.
We know
Anyway,
Dwayne. We dye him up every once in a while.
We're like,
you
hey,
know,
Dwayne.
We get drinks. I can't drink, so I drink juice. But but anyways, we don't need to talk about antagonists.
Also, we're kidding if you didn't figure that out.
Yeah, please do not comment. Give me Dwayne's number because we don't have it. We do have Lynn's number though. Also not true.
More of like a dream, but
I had a dream. We love you, Lynn. Watch our videos.
okay, we just like took several hard lefts, and that's great because eventually you get back to the
Square.
Yeah, right place. Okay, so music, protagonists.
They were generally the same, but you said you cared a little bit less about them just
Yeah.
because of the nature of the movie.
Yeah, it was like you seem like somehow more irrelevant. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's okay.
Okay.
You guys aren't irrelevant. We love you.
Yeah. Antagonists, on the other hand, again, they ruined Scar.
Yes, they ruined him.
I was like,
They ruined him. I'm very
also,
sad.
literally, when he and Simba were fighting at the end, I couldn't tell which is which.
Yeah.
If that was the point, I guess that's artistic, and if it wasn't, then I don't know.
Well,
what's
like,
going
please
on.
explain. Is it abstract art? Like, I don't understand. Moral of the story. We've already watched some other live-action reboots. Spoiler alert, we watched Aladdin.
Yeah.
And it was very good.
And we liked it a lot.
we
We're not
liked it
going to
a
go
lot.
into a lot of detail.
Because we'll talk about it.
Right. And in fact, didn't we watch them back to back?
We did watch them back to back.
Not in the same day, but like one day after
We
the other. We could have, but anyway, so we had like a really fresh comparison of like the treatment of two different
Yeah.
actually like Renaissance era Disney.
Yeah, Renaissance era Disney is a good way to put it. And they hurt me. Right here. In the feels.
Yeah.
I think I'm never gonna watch it again.
Yeah, I probably never, like, if somebody was like, hey, you want to watch the live action Lion King, I'll be like, I'll see you in 2 hours. Like,
We're no longer friends.
I like feel bad. I didn't want to dislike it.
I mean, I could spend 2 hours, clipping the grass with nail clippers, and I'd have more fun.
It made me really sad, I think,
did.
because the original is so good, and it just didn't live up, in my opinion.
And you know what?
Yeah. So that's the deal on
The Lion King reboot.
Yeah.
So, we'll see you next time.